Hello my dear students, welcome to one more amazing session from Sri Chaitanya Academy. This is Suresh, Faculty of Chemistry. How are you all preparing for your CBSE examination? All the best. It is the time, your preparation is over, it is the time to show your performance. When you prepare well, how to write in the examination, that is going to be the biggest task. Today I am going to unveil all the things, how to present a nice way in the CBSE examination, especially for the physical chemistry, physical, inorganic and organic. In today's class, we will discuss about physical chemistry aspect in the last moment, how to handle the physical chemistry numericals, and short recapture about all the formulas and strategy kaise banana hai, and also some previous year CBSE questions are also being discussed and how to attack them, everything. Those who are online, please like the session, share with your friends, subscribe to Sri Chaitanya Academy NEET Infinity Line YouTube channel. So, while late, we start the strategies to go and attack the physical chemistry numerical part, right? So, who is there on the line? And it is a live interactive session. I want to see in the chat box how the students are interacting with us. Fine. So, in the CBSE physical chemistry chapter, so I want to say here the physical chemistry class 12 is high scoring because it is a straightforward questions, little thinking oriented questions bhi aa sakta hai. Questions are mostly, it is formula based here. So let us have a simple formula to have what exactly it could be. And numerical, they are predictable. So no tuta futa wala dena hai, no double logics. So it is a straightforward questions. And many derivations are going to be repeated. Chemical kinetics especially, the derivations are repeated, and we'll discuss those things in the today's class. So bachon, come on, let us see here. First, hum kya kar sakte? Very short time is available to handle the things, isn't it? So read NCERT line by line, that is the mantra. Let your examination may be CBSE or your examination may be your NEET examination, right? And most board questions are directly formula based from NCERT. I will revise all the formulas right now. Now, whenever you read the NCERT book, you just take underline of each and every line that gives an impact in scoring subject. And also formulas and important statements bhi hai, and moreover it is a graphical representation bhi hai. And we'll do this, all the graphs in the chemical kinetics at a stretch I want to show it. Fine. And bachcho, here और एक चीज है. Let us see all the strategies as well as formulas in all the chapters. Like solutions, you have the most important topics are going to be various types of solutions, concentration terms, especially molarity and mole fraction. Temperature dependent wala kaun ho sakta hai, temperature independent wala ke kaun ho sakta hai. I am going to say, if you see any formula of the concentration term, if you find the volume term in the formula, it is going to be temperature dependent. Say in the total solutions, molality and mole fraction are temperature independent, whereas molarity is temperature dependent. Questions aise aa sakte hain, among molarity and molality, molality preferred, why? Because it is temperature independent, hai ki na? Right. And Raoult's law, colligative properties and abnormal molecular mass, 1.5 factor bhi de sakta. Right beta? And let us see the details about this, and you need to focus more on just numerical problems that is there in the NCERT itself, and solved examples and the previous year questions to know how the question can come. And I can say the question that can be there in the NCERT little difficult, but you are going to get the question in little easy version in the CBSE paper. And deriving the depression and freezing point, iska graphs kaise ho sakta. and 1.5 factor for association and for dissociation, correction with 1.5 factor, and everything we need to discuss here. So stay tuned. Those students who are online, please like the session and interact with me and ask your doubts by using a chat box so that we can have a nice rapport and we grow together. Bacho, now let us see here. Electrochemistry most important चीज का है. The chapter can give 8 to 10 marks. It is the lengthiest chapter and it is going to give the most scoring topic in the physical chemistry part. And you can have conductance and the conductivity in that specific conductance and molar conductance and effect of dilution and Kohlrausch law. And that comes as a subtopic here, and also Nernst equation, EMF of the cell, thermodynamics of the electrochemical cell, delta G is equal to minus NF E naught cell, and Faraday's first law as well as second law. Fine, better. So you need to see the derivation that repeat relation between delta G and EMF and cell potential and delta G. कौन सा condition में जीरा आ सकते हैं, spontaneous and non-spontaneous. Can somebody tell me when the cell is working, delta G is positive or negative? Quickly tell in the chat box, bachcho. Come on. So when the cell is working, it is going to be a spontaneous process, delta G is going to be negative. To make a cell is working, EMF supposed to be positive and delta G is supposed to be negative. If the cell is at equilibrium, EMF is 0 and delta G is also 0. These are the fundamental aspects you need to know here. Come on, let us see here more about the chemical kinetics now. So in the chemical kinetics you have rate law and order and molecularity. मेरा बचपन से देख रहा हूं मैं order molecularity का difference क्या हो सकता. Order is sum of the powers in the rate law expression. It is experimentally determined. Molecularity is the number of reacting species that make a collision in a single step. And molecularity is a theoretical thing which you can predict it from proposed mechanism, hypothetical, while order should be practically and experimentally determined. And order is the one, it can have 0, 1, 2, 3, sometimes a fractional, while the molecularity can never be 0, cannot be greater than 3. So if you write three points now, so the presentation, the beauty of presentation is required. जब CBSE examination लिख रहे हैं ना, write the answer in a simplified English and write the answer crystal clear, crisp and clear. And don't write lengthy version. Examiner always love to see the language used in the NCERT textbook. If you want to write something exaggerated, he may not have that patience to read every point. That's the reason why stick to the NCERT and give the answer crystal clearly. And write all the answers in a stretch. Let it be you start with section A first, section B first. आपका मर्जी से. But the thing is, when you start a section, you finish that section. Let us say a question. In the section C, question A, B, C are there. You please write this A, B, C part of the question at a stretch. And 20 question A part is written here and you start at 21 and you completed and a 20 question B part is written next. ये गलत बात है, ऐसा मत करना बेटा. That's very important, very, very important. You have to give the convenience and question and what I say, breathing period for the examiner. Otherwise, examiner has a lot of pressure. So you may not have that patience. If you ignore any answer to be marked, that you will be victim. So your marks and your hard-earned marks can be deducted. So you have to take into the action. So rate law, coming to the chemical kinetics, rate law, order and molecularity, integrated rate expressions, half-life formulas and Arrhenius equation and graph based questions are also important. Chalo beta, and we'll discuss. So usme important cheez kya hai? And memorize first order half-life formula, ln to L log conversions. I want to say ln x is equal to log to the base 10 of x into 2.303. I want to say this is multiplied and it is 2.303. Right? So you can do the best and also solve the previous board numericals. आज हम सेशन में previous board का questions भी चर्चा करना वाला है. Stay tuned in the class. So before going for the questions, we will just at a stretch, can we just revamp all the formulas in the NCERT related, all the physical chemistry formulas? One thumbs up and fire emoji in the chat box so that I can start the formulas. And बच्चों, here numerical practice method होता है क्या? You have to practice in such a way that always solve like in boards. Maintain these 4 steps, बच्चों. Maintain these 4 steps. First, write the given data. What is given? And related to that, write the formula and elaborate it. Fine, beta. And also substitute the given data in the formulas and simplify it and final answer along with unit. अगर आप unit नहीं लिख रहे हैं ना, आपका आंसर का थोड़ा सा half mark deduct किया जाएगा. I want to tell you one surprising thing. If you get the wrong answer here, na, for this process you can extract the marks. Can you believe it? When a problem is given, for the entire problem, let us assume this is a 4 marks. You have given the right formula, you have substituted in the right way. Let us say the answer is 20 liters. Let us say the answer is 20 liters. गलती से आपका 25 लीटर्स मिला. ओके, ये गलत बात है. But only for this, total marks is 4 marks. You are going to get 3.5 mark. Can you believe it? If you write answer is 20, आंसर सही है लेकिन आप लीटर्स नहीं लिखा, इसको भी आधा मार्क काट के आपका मिलेगा 3.5. अगर आप 20 लीटर्स लिखा, यू आर गोइंग टू गेट 4 मार्क्स. अगर ये प्रोसेस फॉलो किया गया तो you did not followed any method shown here. Just simply write the question number, simply write the 20 liters is the answer. You are going to get half mark. You understand the strategy? You understand the strategy? So please follow this procedure, right? बच्चों, अगर कुछ डाउट है ना तो बोलना. It is a live interactive session, dear. Fine. Moving ahead. So common mistakes, अगर कुछ करना चाहता हो उसमें सही क्या है, गलत चीज भी क्या है. That's what I want to mention here. Common mistakes that you need to avoid. Ignoring units, that is a disastrous. So what is the target for CBS examination? 70 out of 70. So avoid mistakes here. Skipping derivations. आप कुछ derive करना चाहते हो तो कर दो, करके problem solve करो. And not practicing logs. That is also very important. And mugging up without understanding. There is a problem in the chemical kinetics where K is equal to 2.303 by T log A naught by AT. You remember the formula like that. If अगर कुछ ग्राफ का क्वेश्चन आएंगे तो ये कैसे कोरिलेट कर सकते हो? So you have to derive the first order chemical kinetics equation. So derivation भी आ सकता और एक चीज है. So let me show how to use the derivations. Now let us take some important formulas from the solutions and colligative properties. Here concentration terms you have molarity, molality and mole fraction. Molarity is the number of moles of solute present in a liter of solution. So that can be given as molarity is equal to weight of the solute by molecular weight of the solute into 1000 by volume in milliliters. Fine. Volume in milliliters. And molality, that is the number of moles of solute present in a kg of solvent. So it is going to be molality small m, that is equal to weight by molecular weight into 1000 by weight of solvent. So what is the unit here? Mole kg inverse and it is mole liter inverse, right? Units काफी important है बेटा. And mole fraction, it is defined as the ratio of number of moles of a component to the total number of all components. It has no unit because it is a relative phenomena here. Mole fraction of A plus mole fraction of B is supposed to be equal to 1. If you have any doubts, please let us know. Now in this molarity, you have various formulas that you need to know. So look at this, a Raoult law. Quickly I am going into the formula recapture. It said that partial vapor pressure is directly proportional to its mole fraction in the solution. Pa is equal to mole fraction of A, P naught A. And relative lowering of vapor pressure itself is a colligative property, P naught minus Ps upon P naught is equal to mole fraction of the solute. And in this way you can see graphical analysis of the Henry's law. So solubility of gas in a solution is given, in a liquid is given as Henry's law. अगर pressure बढ़ रहे हैं, what Henry's law says? Pressure of the gas is directly proportional to mole fraction of the gas in the solution, so that you are going to get a straight line and it is going to give the slope Henry's law constant. Hi Panku. So let us see, we can say it is going to be very important, right? Pressure of the gas is equal to Kh mole fraction of the gas. Based on that, super important formulas are there. So you are preparing for CBSE examination, Pankar, and what about your confidence level? अरे एक चीज बोलना चाहता हूँ, इस CBSE एग्जामिनेशन में आपका 20 मार्क के अंदर मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चन से निकलेगा, है ना? That is going to be super awesome thing that you are going to get from the CBSE paper. So if you prepare your NEET examination such a sincere way, you can see 20 marks will be yours, right? Assertion reasoning is very important and multiple choice questions are important. Yes. So all the best beta, all the best. Those who are writing CBSE examination, आज हम सेशन में CBSE preparation के साथ NEET के भी चलता. Now moving ahead, Raoult law. Now ideal solution होता है क्या? A solution which obeys Raoult law at all concentrations and all conditions is said to be a ideal solution. If you say, I want to say here Pa and mole fraction of A, Pb and mole fraction of B, right? And you are going to see a line that indicates Pa is equal to P naught A mole fraction of A and Pb you are going to say Pb is going to be P naught B mole fraction of B, and this is going to be Ps. Ps is equal to P naught A mole fraction of A plus P naught B mole fraction of B. And a solution which obeys this graph is called as an ideal solution. For ideal solution, P total is equal to P naught A mole fraction of A plus P naught B mole fraction of B. And delta V mixing is going to be 0. Enthalpy of mixing is going to be 0. And if anything misses here, it is going to be a non-ideal solution. In this non-ideal solution, it could be coming in this way and it is coming in this way. So I want to say, if this graph is expected like this, look at this. This is the way you are expected for the normal ideal solution. If anything goes up to here like this and like this and like this, that is called positive deviation. Positive deviation. So positive deviation में क्या होगा? A and B mix करने के वक्त में intermolecular force decreases. So delta V mix is going to be greater than 0. Delta H mix is going to be greater than 0. It is an endothermic process, right? And if you consider a graph like this, like this, and it is going to be like this. So if it is a negative deviation, it should come like this. It is coming down like this. This is called negative deviation. In this negative deviation, intermolecular force mixing करने के वक्त में बढ़ जाता, and delta V mix is going to be less than 0, and delta H mix is going to be less than 0. It is exothermic process. And based on this logic, you are going to get a question in the CBSE examination. बच्चों here, so solutions on colligative properties. So what are colligative properties? ये solutions का ऐसा properties है. Nature of solute में independent होगा. It depends on the just number of solute particles. They are called relative lowering of vapor pressure, elevation of boiling point, depression in freezing point and osmotic pressure, and relative lowering of vapor pressure. P naught minus Ps upon P naught is equal to mole fraction of solute. For elevation of boiling point, delta Tb is equal to Kb into molality. So delta Tb होगा Tbs minus Tb naught, solution का boiling point and solvent का boiling point. यहाँ पर उल्टा आ सकता, delta Tf is equal to Tf naught minus Tfes. Somebody tell me what is Kb? Panku, what is Kb? So it is a live interactive session. Let us interact and just write something. What is Kb? Bachcho, yeah, my physics paper was on 16th. Hi, Anush. Okay, so here the thing is Kb is going to be molal boiling point constant and Kf is going to be molal depression constant. Happy Valentine's Day, God bless you. Right, let us see. The next one is going to be, once you have the colligative properties due to association or dissociation, the molecular mass that you are expected to be a little errorful. So, to avoid that errors, we have to take into consideration of a Van 't Hoff factor. So, Van 't Hoff factor is the ratio of experimental colligative property upon calculated colligative property, that is theoretical. This is theoretical. And it is observed. And you can see normal or theoretical molar mass and abnormal observed molecular mass. So, molecular mass and colligative properties are inversely related. And you just to take into the consideration, I is the ratio of the total number of particles after association or before and upon to the after association or dissociation upon number of molecule before association or dissociation. The February 14th will always be remembered as a black day in India. On this painful day, tragic Pulwama attack took place, where many brave Indian soldiers lost their lives while serving the nation. And of course, I do agree with you, and this is not the platform to discuss about anything more than academics. So, what you said is correct. I agree with you even, but let us not make this discussion into the different level. Okay, thank you very much, and I believe that what you said. Right? Okay, anyways, let us focus here. This is not the platform to discuss, right? So, I value is equal to Van 't Hoff factor is equal to number of particles after the association or dissociation upon number of particles before association or dissociation. Bacho, here if I value is equal to 1, no association or dissociation. If I value is greater than 1, you can say it is a dissociation. If I value is going to be 1, association. You can say that, right? Clear? That's good, perfect. Any doubt? Could you tell me what is the condition? Could you give me one example where association takes place? If sodium chloride is dissolved in the water, dissociation takes place. If acetic acid dissolved in benzene, here acetic acid dissolved in water, dissociation takes place. Acetic acid dissolved in benzene, association takes place. So, why association takes place? It is due to intramolecular hydrogen bonding, you know. CH3, Anuj, right? It is going to be hydrogen bonding like this, intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Array, it is already 2 o'clock, you are talking about idli and dosa. So focus on what you are studying. So, और कुछ देर लगेगा examination के लिए. Now, you see, once you have a colligative properties, these colligative properties are corrected by using a Van 't Hoff factor. Relative lowering of vapor pressure P0 minus Ps upon P0 is equal to I into mole fraction of the solute. And elevation in boiling point delta Tb is equal to I Kb into molality. Depression and freezing point Tf is equal to I Kf into molality. Osmotic pressure pi is equal to I CRT. C is the molarity, right? Now, I want to say before going for this, for association or dissociation, for dissociation, alpha is equal to I minus 1 by n minus 1 is the formula. Directly you can put it. N is the number of particles that are formed after dissociation. For association, okay, alpha is equal to I minus 1 upon 1 by n minus 1. For dimerization, n is equal to 2. Trimerization, n is equal to 3. Tetramerization, n is equal to 4. Kafi hai. Right? So, you have to follow. This is the mind. You should be full of all the formulas. Bacho, any doubt? Now, let us talk about some important relations in electrochemistry. Conductance, that is going to be G is equal to 1 by R. Specific conductance is equal to G into L by A. It is called cell constant. And molar conductivity, specific conductivity 1000 upon molarity. Fine. And talking about here important formulas, Kohlrausch law of independent ionic migration, definition भी काफी important है. When an electrolyte is dissolved, okay, at infinite dilution, as dilution happens, degree of ionization increases. So, when the dilution becomes infinite, the ionization will be completed. Then you are going to get the ions here become migrate independently and they contribute to the total molar conductance. That is called as Kohlrausch law. So, the way you understand makes you to score better in your CBS examination. मान के चलो आपका सोडियम क्लोराइड है, it is going to give us sodium plus and Cl minus. So, the molar conductivity, limiting molar conductance is equal to ionic mobility, ionic conductance of Na plus and ionic conductance of Cl minus. अरे आप कैल्शियम क्लोराइड को लिखना चाहता हो तो क्या होगा? It is going to gives you calcium 2 plus and 2 Cl minus, है कि ना? Right beta? I am telling you this is a live interactive session. B, come on. Molar conductance for this is equal to ionic conductance of this calcium 2 plus and 2 into ionic conductance of Cl minus, right? That's very important. And also, degree of ionization can be calculated by molar conductance at a given concentration, limiting molar conductance, right? If you have any doubts, please let me know. That's perfect. Now, in electrochemistry, you have Nernst equation. ये Nernst equation में क्या होगा? I want to say EMF is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0591 by N log Q, reaction quotient. At equilibrium, so Q is equal to Kc. So, and E is equal to EMF is equal to 0, है ना? That is 2 points are important. So, make it is here 0 is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0591 by N log Kc. So, this is the condition we are applying here. We are not doing any mathematical derivation, bacho. Fine. From there, equation Kc can be written. Okay, anyways, let us say zinc 2 plus, okay, zinc plus copper 2 plus gives rise copper plus zinc 2 plus. So, for this Qc is written as zinc 2 plus and copper 2 plus, and this is anode minus cathode. We can directly put it here. EMF of the cell is equal to E naught minus 0.0591 by here N is equal to 2, 2 electrons lost by zinc, 2 electrons gained by copper. So that I want to say it is going to be 2 log anode zinc 2 plus and here copper 2 plus, right. So this is the simplest version. This is the simplest version. Any doubt? Now, doing more important about this equilibrium constant, E naught cell is equal to 0.591 by n log Kc. As I said here, EMF is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0591 by n log Qc, right. So, at equilibrium Qc is equal to Kc at equilibrium, and EMF of the cell is going to be 0. So, here 0 is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0591 by n log Kc. So, it is going to be like this, fine. And also you will be having Gibbs free energy change. Gibbs free energy change, delta G is equal to NF E cell or delta G naught is equal to minus NF E naught cell. Bacho, here what is F? Can somebody tell me in the chat box what is F? What is F? It is a charge carried by 1 mole of electrons, 96,500 coulombs. Okay. For a cell, delta G is going to be 0, system is at equilibrium. Delta G is less than 0, it is going to be spontaneous. If delta G is greater than 0, it is a non-spontaneous. Right, it is a non-spontaneous. Are you getting or not? And if you consider here Fe 3 plus is converted into Fe 2 plus, and here it is going to be Fe. Here it is going to be N is equal to 1, N is equal to 2, and here N is equal to 3. Here I want to say this is E naught 1, this is going to be E naught 2, this is going to be E naught 3. Hai ki na? Aprajit. Then how to take these 3 into the consideration? Delta G naught 3 is equal to delta G naught 1 plus delta G naught 2. That is the way. You cannot do E1 plus E2 is equal to E3. So, it is not additive functions in thermodynamics, but delta G is additive function in thermodynamics. So, that we can say that is delta NF E naught 3 is equal to minus NF E naught 1 plus minus NF E naught 2. So, this is the formula you need to use to calculate, and this kind of questions are more important. Arpit, sorry, I couldn't see your name. Arpit, hi. Krishna, in NEET examination as well as CBS examination, ये जो formula है ना काफी important है. That's good. Come on. Now moving ahead. Yes, electrochemistry important formulas. Faraday's first law. Faraday's first law and second law. It is a simplified version in the first law. The mass of the substance that is deposited is directly proportional to the charge that is passed through the electrolyte. Done now? So W is equal to ZIT is Z. What is Z here? Electrochemical equivalent, right? That's very, very important. And I want to say simplest version to calculate Faraday's first law, W is equal to. So that is a Z. I mean to say the weight of the substance is equal to atomic weight into I into T upon N into F. That's it. Equivalent weight. Fine. And second law says when equal amounts of current charge is passed through the electrolytes connected in a series, the masses of the substance that is deposited in the ratio of their equivalent weights. Fine. That's good. Moving ahead, average rate chemical kinetics में थोड़ा सा average rate is equal to minus R del R by del T. Instantaneous rate at that instant of time, everybody knows this. And integrated rate expression for the first order, zero order are important. First order reaction K is equal to 2.303 by T and log initial concentration of the reactant upon the concentration at the time T. Fine. And for the first order reaction, T of is equal to 0.693 by K. So if you take initial concentration and T half for the first order reaction, it is going to be like this. And moving ahead, zero order A is equal to A naught minus KT. And integrating A is equal to minus KT plus A naught, and you are going to get a straight line with a negative slope when concentration of the reactant versus time is given with the slope is going to be minus K. Fine. And let us see the graph of the first order kinetics. It is going to be A is equal to A naught exponent minus KT, and you are going to get the concentration of A upon T. You are going to get a straight line with a negative slope. Slope is going to be minus K. If you want to talk about log A naught upon A versus T is going to be a straight line. Slope is going to be 2.303 by K. And you can see Arrhenius equation. This is very, very important equation. In this Arrhenius equation, K is equal to A exponent A by RT. EA is called activation energy, R is the gas constant, T is the temperature, and K is the rate constant. You can also say ln K is equal to ln A minus EA by RT. From there you can say here, if you take ln A upon 1 by T, what is the nature of curve? It is going to be a straight line with a negative slope, and the slope is going to be A by R. Fine. So I want to say here, based on this, log K versus 1 by T is going to be a straight line with a negative slope, and slope is going to be minus A by 2.303 R. Here log K, here ln K. Intercept is going to be log A. And उसमें importance क्या? It is a very important formula. Slope will be given. You are asked to calculate activation energy. Right, Tanu? That's good. And moving ahead, and here some questions I picked it from previous CBSE question paper that I can discuss with you. Cooking is faster in pressure cooker than the open pan. So the explanation comes like this: in a pressure cooker, liquid surface को ऊपर pressure बढ़ जाता, so that boiling point also increases. So food is going to boil at higher temperature, so that cooks easy, right? Now look at this. It is such a logical question. X and Y, on mixing X and Y, the volume of the resulting solution decreased. So delta V mixing is less than 0. Hai ki na? Less than 0. And also delta H mixing is less than 0, mean to say it is going to be negative exothermic. Oh, system say heat, this is a solution. Heat is coming out, temperature बढ़ जाता, temperature is increased. Hope you understand, बच्चों. और एक क्वेश्चन देखना चाहता हूं. Here a define an azeotrope. Azeotrope itself is a non-ideal solution. Okay, a mixture of a non-ideal solution which at a given proportion they boil together. So that is called azeotropic mixture. So azeotropic mixture will have same mole fraction in the liquid phase as well as in the vapor phase. So this is what is called as azeotrope. So azeotrope, you have minimum boiling azeotrope and it is going to be maximum boiling azeotrope or azeotropic mixture. Can say this minimum boiling azeotrope, the example होता है negative positive deviation Raoult law का. That gives the minimum boiling azeotrope, and here negative deviation from Raoult law. So like this, these are all the questions from the whole CBSE paper 2025 का. बच्चों, it's very important. And in case of association, abnormal molecular mass of the solute, when the molecules are getting associated, the observed molecular mass is going to be increased. It's a multiple choice question. You need not have to write anything here. Simply write it. Take the mark, write option A. Question number लिखना, option A लिखना बस. You don't have to write the description about this, right? And और एक चीज है बेटा, which of the following aqueous solution will have the highest osmotic pressure? बच्चों, I want to say, as I value increases, okay, so the implications, vapor pressure decreases, boiling point increases, freezing point decreases, and osmotic pressure increases. And you just keep this in your mind and you can handle NEET questions also. That is a good logic. So KCl का I value कितना होगा बेटा? I value is equal to 2, यूरिया का I value is equal to 1, ग्लूकोज का I value is equal to 1. Assume 100% आयनाइजेशन बेटा. जब नॉन इलेक्ट्रोलाइट आता है ना, यूरिया ग्लूकोज I value हमेशा 1 होगा. कैल्शियम क्लोराइड I value is going to be 3. So calcium chloride is going to give rise, okay, 2Cl minus and calcium 2 plus. So that I value, number of particles is going to be 3. Okay, my answer for this question is going to be option D. Are you getting or not? Clear? Fine, thank you. So it's a live interactive session. Please interact with us and we'll do one more question. तैयार है. Aquatic species more comfortable in cold water than in the warm water. Yes, it is absolutely true. Why? Because solubility of the gas in the water, if summer में धूप बढ़ जाता है ना, so that temperature भी बढ़ जाता. So as temperature is increased, the oxygen dissolved in the water is going to be coming out. So water में oxygen concentration कम होगा. Fish is not going to be comfortable in that. So fish always survive in the water by taking dissolved oxygen in it. It's a nature. So solubility of oxygen gas in the water decreases with increase in temperature. Yes, both assertion and reason are correct, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Are you getting or not? Fine. That's good. And I want to say A and B liquids are mixing, so raise in the temperature. So raise in the temperature means, so raise in the temperature. This temperature is due to, it is going to be delta H is going to be negative. Then only temperature is raised. It is exothermic. It is exothermic. I mean to say delta H is less than 0, so that delta V less than 0, so it is going to be negative deviation. It is going to be negative deviation. Which type of deviation? It is going to be negative deviation from the Raoult law. And why? Because you have to write this condition and you have to write the intermolecular forces and all. आप हिंदी में भी एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं. जब ए एंड बी मिक्स करते हैं ना, तो हिंदी में लिखना चाहता हो क्या एग्जामिनेशन? ओके, इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर फोर्स कम हो जाएगा, सो दैट हीट इज रिलीज्ड, टेम्परेचर इज इंक्रीज्ड. ओके बेटा, व्हाई कैन एजियोट्रोपिक मिक्सचर नॉट बी सेपरेटेड बाय फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेशन? एजियोट्रोपिक मिक्सचर ये जैसे मिक्सचर है बेटा, लिक्विड फेज में वेपर फेज में दोनों का कंपेयर करना है तो दोनों का मोल फ्रैक्शन सेम होगा, ताकि ये सेपरेट करना मुश्किल बात है. सो एज एजियोट्रोपिक मिक्सचर हैज सेम मोल फ्रैक्शन in liquid phase as gaseous phase, so that we cannot separate it. Write the answer in a crystal clear manner. Bachcho, clear? Fine. And moving ahead here, a solution of acetone and chloroform. Acetone CH3, C double bond O, CH3. Chloroform H, C and Cl and Cl and Cl. And there is a intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding, intermolecular force increases, vapor pressure decreases. Yes, vapor pressure decreases means negative deviation. negative deviation. This route map, this is your mind. You have to recall these things from your mind. Fine? Boshan. What is this? Boshan Dadabhai ke concept hai kya beta? Krishna, so thank you very much for your compliment. So what is the Boshan Dadabhai ke concept? I don't know. I know only chemistry here, bachcho. Right? So a solution of acetone and chloroform has intermolecular force increased, vapor pressure decreased, and negative deviation. If intermolecular force increased, vapor pressure increases, and intermolecular force decreases, vapor pressure increases, and it is going to be positive deviation. Are you getting or not? और एक चीज है, अरे बेटा, this is a numerical. अरे बेटा, I will tell you how to solve this numerical. I love numericals. The freezing point of 1 molar solution, so molality is equal to 1. CBSE में solve करना कैसे? Assuming KCl to be completely dissociated so that KCl gives rise K plus and Cl minus. ताकि इसका I value is equal to 2. You have to write that. So Kf is given 1.86, right? If you want to give mole Kg inverse and Kelvin Kg mole inverse. Now you are asked to say that the freezing point निकालना कैसे है? So the question is asked about, अरे बेटा, the question is asked about TF is equal to how much? So this is the content you have to write. Fine. Definitely, Bhushan. We know that delta TF is equal to I Kf into molality. Delta TF is equal to T naught F minus TF S I into Kf into molality. It is given as T naught F. It is going to be, you just identify this directly delta TF के हिसाब से. So delta TF is equal to, I is equal to 2 into 1.86 into molality. So TF आ जाएगा आपका 3.72. So you can say delta TF is equal to T naught F minus TFS. On solving, this is going to be 273.15. You can say TFS is equal to minus 3.72 Kelvin I will come. So that answer is going to be like this. Let it be in the multiple choice question. I'm fine, thank you, Rakesh. And here it is the way you have to use the various steps to give the correct answer. Are you getting or not? Clear? Fine. And like that, Adur Kahani hai, and we can have so many questions before we can have a discussion. My dear children, here the time is almost exhausted. I want to take a leave. Again, we'll meet on Monday and discuss more about D and F block elements and complex compounds को भी एक session रखना चाहता हूँ एक ही short में, and I'll make you to do the preference in examination in a nice way. So as the time is exhausted, can we meet with more stuff? Okay, thank you. I'm signing off. Please, those who are online, please like the session and share with your friends and subscribe to Sri Chaitanya Academy NEET YouTube channel. Thank you. Bye-bye. It is not showing here, right? It is there. So I want to say technically thank you, right? I am from Hyderabad in Sri Chaitanya Academy Infinity Lane NEET YouTube channel. Thank you.